I want to read something today that I've been seeing on a couple of different law enforcement social media posts, and I just want to talk about this, and then cover a few points of this. And I'm going to put this disclaimer out right now: is that if you take this to mean anything other than I am supporting law enforcement and an effort to get better and create community relationships and reconnect, then that's on you. Because all I'm doing with this is talking about how great I think policing is and can be, and where we're falling short right now. Okay? Because we are. And I know law enforcement, we're not a bunch of snowflakes, so I don't expect people to, whine and cry about it. I would expect you to listen and take this, being a trainer, that you would take this in the way that I'm giving this information, okay? As education, because I understand. I've been involved in this almost 30 years, so I have a little bit of insight into some things, okay? So the 2-year cops that want to tell me I don't know anything, please reserve judgment for just a moment. I'm going to say this real quick. It's not the public who needs to be retained. It's not the police who need to be retrained, it's the public. We have grown into a mouthy, mobile phone wielding, vulgar, uncivil society with no personal responsibility and attitude of, quote, it's the other person's fault. You owe me. A society where children grow up with no boundaries of knowledge or concern for civil society and personal responsibility. When an officer says, put your hands up, just put your hands up. Don't reach for something in your pocket, your lap, your seat. There's plenty of reason for a police officer to feel threatened. There have been multiple assaults and ambushes on police officers lately. Comply with requests from the officer, have your day in court. Don't mouth off or fight or refuse to comply. That escalates the situation. Police officers are our sons and daughters, fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters. They're black, white, brown, all colors, all ethnicities, all faiths, male and female. They are us. We see the worst side of humanity, the raped children, the bloody mangled bodies, the traffic victims, the bruised and battered victims of domestic violence, and other things. I missed that. The rest of that part didn't cut off. We work holidays while everyone has festive meals with their families. We miss school events with the kids, birthdays, anniversaries, all those special occasions that everyone else takes for granted. We work in all types of weather, under dangerous conditions, and relatively low pay. We have extensive training, but we are also human. When there are numerous attacks on us, we become hypervigilant for a reason. We have become targets. When a police officer encounters any person, whether at a traffic stop, a street confrontation, an arrest, whatever, that situation has potentially become life-threatening. You, Mr. and Mrs. Miss Civilian, also have the responsibility of keeping the situation from getting out of control. Many law enforcement officers are veterans. We've been in service in the nation most of our lives, whether on the battlefield or protecting here at home. We are the only thing that stands between us and anarchy on the streets. If you want your child... if you want to protect your child, teach them discipline, morals, ethics, manners, and respect. Also, if you want change, there are departments all across this nation needing officers. Get an application, go to the police academy, and be the change you think the people need, or you want or think the people need. Okay, a couple things about that. This kind of effort I'm calling now a feel sorry for me propaganda. And it's not going to do anything to change anybody to your side, okay? It's kind of like how we are with our political environment now. Nobody wants to listen to anybody. First thing we need to do is stop and listen. And as I'm looking at this thing, all I see is a defensive posturing. You're not going to win any friends over. Every point made in this could be turned around and applied to the public just as well, okay? And what I mean by that, when it first says it's not the police's fault or to blame, it's the public. And then it goes on to say it's that we always say it's somebody else's fault or the other person's fault. What did you just do? You put the blame on somebody else. You proved your point, and not in a good way. So, hands up. Say just comply. Just do what they say. Hands up. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Gentleman standing by his car. Hands up, gets shot and killed. Don't reach for your wallet. Philando Castile, I need to see your license, registration, and insurance. It's in my wallet. It's in my back pocket. I got a concealed carry permit. I'm not going to reach for my gun. I'm reaching for my wallet. Still get shot 7 times. So the feel threatened can go both ways. When police are saying we feel threatened, the community is saying so do we. So we actually understand each other there, right? And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Comply. George Floyd, was he non-compliant? Handcuffed behind his back, laying flat on the ground. There have been numerous others the same way. So to say just comply Just put your hands up. Don't reach for anything. History, reality, events have borne out that to be false. That people still get shot and killed. They still get assaulted when they comply. So to say that police are getting assaulted and attacked, it goes the same for the public. They're saying, we're getting the same thing. We understand. We're worried and scared and nervous. To talk about the missed events, there are numerous other occupations where people miss family events too. What this comes across as is just kind of whining and complaining. If you don't want to miss family events, don't be a police officer. I did it for 20 years. Training, I missed my first son's high school graduation because I was away training and I didn't get home in time. All right? We miss things. I've missed Christmas. I've missed birthdays. I've done that. But you know what? My mission to protect my community, my family understood, my children understood, and I made it up to them in other ways, okay? The extensive training, but we're human. So think about that. You say, even with our extensive training, our equipment, our experience, our partners, fellow officers, we're still human, so it's okay if we make these mistakes. Or if we're worried or scared. So you're saying for police, you can do that and be worried and scared and hypervigilant, but then you turn around and tell the public that you should just comply, everything's fine, you shouldn't be scared, you can't be scared, you don't get to be scared. The public has no training, no tools, no experience, no partners who will do anything for them. And we're supposed to expect them to respond differently than law enforcement does. All right, got it. Oh, also, the public might be under the influence of drugs, intoxication, have mental health issues. So throw those three things in there, and we still expect them to be more mature, more level-headed, more calm, more reassured than we are. That does not make sense. It only makes sense if you want to try to make it make sense, but you can't because it doesn't. All right? And I say this with all the care and concern for law enforcement that I can put forth. I believe in policing. I believe in law enforcement. And we're selling ourselves short by trying to make these excuses. They don't work. To kind of wrap this up, we need to remember, because we do get people who are from military backgrounds. This is not the military. You're not at war. We talk about war on drugs. We talk about being at war. We talk about warriors. We're Spartans. We're this, Westerns. And it's like, no, you're guardians. You're protecting the community. You're the sheepdogs, and not an aggressive dog way. You're a sheepdog making take care of the flock. If you want to protect your child, teach them manners and respect. Same goes for police officers. Have manners. Be respectful to people. When you come up and talk to somebody, I've seen in videos, they come up and talk to somebody leaning on the car. Hey, bud. Hey, bud? How about hey, sir? Hello, sir. Good morning. Hello, sir. Good morning. I'm Officer Neal, Fort Collins Police. The reason I pulled you over today is because you did X. It's not hard. It took 5 seconds. It sets the tone. I'm professional. I'm going to be professional. I would expect the same from you. The only thing I agree with, and I've said this in this whole thing, is if you want to be the change, go apply. Get into law enforcement. If you're not in law enforcement and you have a problem with law enforcement, go apply. Be the change. Get certified. Get in a department. Make the change happen. I believe in policing so much. I believe in the people who do policing well. The other ones, I don't even call them police officers. They aren't police officers. People who managed to get hired in policing and then ran amok. All right? Let's get back to where we need to be. Let's reconnect with our communities. Let's be the guardians we know we can be and stop trying to make it this castle siege mentality. Police are in the castle. They think that the public out there is trying to siege the castle. No, they just want to get in to be safe. They just want safety. Reassure them of that. Hey, thanks for listening. You know, if you don't like it, all right, whatever. But it's from the heart.